Hello everybody, welcome back to One Leeds. It's Connor here. We're back with the second video of the day. Can you believe it? Content flying out left, right and Charlie. Please make sure you're liking the video, subscribing and sharing to your friends and family as well. Really appreciate the support at this moment in time. We've got a video which will be going live on the Patreon probably in the next hour or so, depending on when this is out, on the 5 players that Leeds are probably going to sell in January, up in the January content now, everybody. But head on over to the Patreon if you want a little bit of exclusivity with certain posts at certain times. Really appreciate that. All the proceeds go to the running of the One Leeds Fan Channel. We're trying to get to 30k subscribers, so I need all of your help for that. I really do. We're trying to up the content, as I keep saying, everybody, to reach that fantastic goal. So, my shopping list for January. I can hear you all crying, how do you know, Connor? How do you know what's going on? I don't know anything that's going on. I really don't. This is all just my opinion, what I would go for in the January window, what positions I would go for, how many players do Leeds United need? Well, okay, let's start with the basics. Leeds do need to consider how many players are going to be leaving the club. There could be 5, 6. We discussed that on the Patreon, but a 6th one, who knows? Could be Willian Yonto. Could be an outsider who you do not expect. Junior Firpo. Who knows? But Leeds can still gain capital from other sources as well. There's a lot of talk at this moment in time about Marc Roca signing permanently for Real Betis for 10 to 15 million plus add-ons, or including add-ons, I should say. That's going to obviously, bring capital into Ellen Road, which is great news in terms of that January progression that Leeds can make. So how many players do Leeds need? Well, as I say, it depends on players going out. That might up, it might lessen. The likelihood is it's going to up, isn't it, if another player's going out. But Leeds might think that they're resourceful in those areas. I personally think right now we need 4 players. 4 players. If I'm to be greedy, if I want Leeds United to win the division, I think 4 players would see Leeds winning this division from the point of where we're at right now. And we're going to get into that. But in terms of departures, as I say, head on over to the Patreon if you fancy a bit of bonus content with regards to that. But when I'm talking about incomings, I'm going to go with 4 players. So number 1 for me, all day, every single week, every month, it is going to be Gabi Sara at Norwich. He is a top player in this division. He's a Premier League player. So what I want us to focus on is, if Leeds are to get to the Premier League, we need Premier League ready players. Gabi Sara is that. In a season's time, he's going to be snapped up by someone 100% at that Premier League level. Let's get him before that notoriety gets too high. Before that upward trajectory gets too vast for Leeds to even compete for his signature. Because for me, he's a top player. Really is. I think he'd be a very decent player in the Premier League as well. Would suit like a glove. Can play central midfield, can play DM, can even go attacking if you need him to be in that position. He's very versatile. Was, in my opinion, one of the best players on the pitch against Leeds United at Carrow Road. I thought in that game in particular, he sort of dominated midfield for large portions of it. Excellent goal as well. And without me wittering too much on about him, I think he's a real player who's gettable. Norwich aren't in financial disarray right now, but their financial situation is not good. They are willing to sell, and I think that will be perfect. I think Leeds tried to take advantage of their financial situation in the summer when they went in for Kenny McLean for 800 grand, which Norwich started laughing at, but Leeds know, probably through Daniel Farke, Norwich's financial situation right now, and can they test the waters with their best player, Gabi Sara? I think Leeds United could definitely do that. The next player that I want to focus on, I've mentioned Elias Share. Shout out to Ethan, who reminded me online about O'Reilly, and we spoke about O'Reilly, and I completely forgot about him. At Celtic, listen, that would be the dream signing. Matt O'Reilly signed a new contract, but apparently he's not that happy up there, according to certain reports. Don't know if that's true or not, could be fabricated. But Matt O'Reilly, he apparently wants to be playing in the Premier League very soon. And we spoke about him in the summer months, about Leeds apparently going and testing the waters with O'Reilly. Celtic rejected the offer for Leeds, but would we go in again with capital, with a strong financial position that Dan Prowley said that we're in the other day? Can Leeds United go and test the waters for Celtic's playmaker / central midfielder, who is, once again, Premier League level? We need to start looking at this. We need to keep that in the back of our minds, not just Championship, but can we get a player that is ready-made for the Premier League? Something we didn't do when we went up last time. We started making those acquisitions really quality players who can fit into the Premier League whilst we're in the Premier League. I think that made it a bit more difficult. If you can do it now and then get yourself ready for the Premier League with a few additions, but you get that nucleus ready now, I think that's the perfect way of going about it. But for me, O'Reilly would be unbelievable. Now, a slightly different profile, a slightly different twinge on him would be Elias Scher. A different profile player. I think he's a little bit more combative, O'Reilly, and a little bit more physical and athletic. But I think, Elias Scher is very, very much of the Pablo Hernandez, the Ben Rama, the Buendia mould. So, yeah, I mean, he would be a top addition. How expensive is he going to be? That's the question. Leicester are keeping tabs on him. We knew that from the summer when they went in for him. Apparently, Leeds went in for a £6 million offer that was promptly rejected from everybody down at QPR. But the style of football at QPR isn't suited to a player of his calibre. He's coming to Ellen Road. If he's playing under Daniel Farke, the style of play is perfect for someone like Elias Scher. Can that be our selling point to the midfielder? That he definitely could be, and hopefully Leeds, with the capital that we have at this moment in time, and maybe that will accrue more of that in January, it'll be a fantastic signing, a top signing, a statement signing for January, and something that we'd all look at and think, so that's a little bit of an outsider there, maybe an equivalent, an alternative to someone like Matt O'Reilly. Left back, someone suggested this, and I thought it was a really, really, really good shout. I know you all roll your eyes when I say Charlie Taylor, but he's probably unattainable now. Leeds did ask about him, I can say that for a fact. Burnley turned around and said, no, I'm not having him. So there was chat about Ian Maatson. I like that a lot at Burnley. I think Ian Maatson would be an unbelievable shout. Not getting a lot of time. He was at Burnley, I should say. Not getting a lot of time at Chelsea. Was formerly of Burnley last season, but I think that'd be a brilliant shout. But my alternative to him, and I keep throwing these other names in there, but a really good shout for me was Matt Targett. I'm a massive, massive fan of Matt Targett. I think he'd be perfect for the Championship. Obviously not getting a lot of minutes right now. That could be a loan signing. You've got to remember that Angus Kinnear said 2 loan signings are going to be available. That doesn't mean we won't go for 2 other permanents, but 2 loan signings are available. You could 100% look at Matt Targett for this one. I think that would be a really, really good option. I think he'd be perfect in this division. Perfect. Really, really sort of a real grafter. You know what you're getting with him. He's going to be available, and he's played at the top level. Southampton, Aston Villa, Newcastle. I think he'd be a really top addition. Another loan signing who you could get, a centre forward, Obafemi. Obafemi, obviously formerly of Swansea, is now at Burnley, has only played 1 match. Could he be available for a loan? You guys might not agree. Please get your thoughts in the comment section below when it comes to Michael Obafemi. Would you have him? Could there be a little bit also of a partnership with him and Yoel Perot, obviously formerly both of Swansea? Could that get the best out of him if he's playing in a little bit of a 10 role? Obafemi's playing a little bit further forward. I know they played in a 4-3-3 at points as well for Swansea. What happens then with Jorginho Rutter? Does that boost competition, which is what we need? Listen, there's a lot of options out there now. I know you guys might not think there's 4 that we need, but for me, if we're going to win the division, we're going to barnstorm it, we're going to guarantee top 2. I think there are still holes in this team that need sorting when it comes to depth and the certain positions, which profiles I think we are missing. Guys, please let me know what you think in the comment section below. We love a good transfer video, but this is my shopping list. I'd have 4 players, and yeah, there will be those 4 with a couple of little alternatives in there for you. What do you think? Would you agree? Would you disagree? Head on over to the Patreon for some more transfer stuff that we've just put out. Generation Leeds will be out. Guys, I'll be doing a watch along tomorrow. We'll be doing the rumour mill. We'll be doing all of it. We'll be doing your player ratings, all that good stuff. Stay tuned to the One Leeds Fan Channel. Make sure you're commenting. Make sure you're liking. Make sure you're subscribing. We'll see you at 30k very, very soon. And guys, I will see you in a bit.